What's up, guys? I'm Joe. Today I'm talking about the new album from the Longshot, Love is for Losers. So I think just a week after what was basically a surprise release of an EP from the Longshot, a new side project from Billie Joe Armstrong of Green Day, we have the full album, which I think is great. Nice little surprise. Just release a whole bunch of music, and if you've been keeping up, he also dropped a whole bunch of stuff. Some original songs, some older songs, some covers on SoundCloud. So check that out. Those songs really rough around the edges, really garagey sounding, really great stuff. But, today talking about the album, Love is for Losers. I did a review of the EP, which featured the songs Love is for Losers, Taxi Driver, Chasing a Ghost. And I felt, pretty okay about it. I thought it was enjoyable. Has a nice solid mid-tempo feel to it, nice little groove behind it. And one of the catchier choruses, on the album, it'll definitely get stuck in your head. Taxi Driver, Chasing Ghost, I'll briefly speak on again. It sort of opens with that kind of Beatles-esque da-da-da, before going into that 50s-esque kind of feel with the verses, which I think is cool. Some bluesy guitars underneath, Billie Joe kind of crooning the lyrics there, which I think is pretty cool. It really leans into that older classic feel, even more so than those first three songs did. Body Bag does that as well, leaning into that classic feel. You have these lo-fi sounding vocals, very nice melody coming from Billie Joe, and some nice soaring guitar leads towards the end there, on top of these just huge chords, so it adds a nice effect to the track overall. The song Cult Hero, definitely going into those bluesier kind of guitars as well, and, one that's not, particularly memorable for me. I think it has a good amount of energy. I was glad to hear a bit more of an upbeat track. But the melodies for me, they don't really stick with my head. They sound like something that could have been off of Uno, or maybe even Dos, but just, not quite there as far as providing a more memorable experience with the song. That being said, the next two tracks, Kill Your Friends and Happiness, are two of my favorites on here. I think they're definite standouts. Kill Your Friends especially, I think, has a really nice energy to it. I really love the verses. They have a nice drive to them. The drums really, keeping things moving. I love Billie Joe's vocal lines on there, and ultimately you have a chorus that I think is a great sing-along moment. I would really like to see this band live. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I think this is definitely one that once people have been listening to the album a little bit, could be a great sing-along song. Happiness, another great one, another standout. Has a nice energy to it. Some pretty awesome guitar work on here. Guitar-wise, just hammering out these power chord moments, which I think are cool. And that How Lonely Is Your Lonely section is super catchy. It reminds me kind of a even maybe 70s rock kind of feel. Maybe Cheap Trick or something like that. I think they've been covering them as well, so you can see where those influences come through. Turn Me Loose, probably another great sing-along one. I like the kind of shuffle groove to it. Just another big standout chorus, which I think is cool. A lot of energy in this song. And finally, it ends with Goodbye to Romance, which is an Ozzy Osbourne cover, which at first I wasn't quite sure how it would fit, but I think the way they have arranged it instrumentally, it fits really well. They add sort of more of an acoustic feel to it, and the way the guitars work, it just fits in great with the album. So I think it was a nice inclusion and a good way to end the record. So yeah, big standouts for me overall. Probably Love is for Losers, the title track, Kill Your Friends, Happiness, The Last Time, the opener, I think is really great. And like I said, there's nothing particularly jaw-dropping or amazing about this album. I just think it's a lot of fun. Always happy to hear some more music from Billie Joe. I would definitely like to catch them live because I just think it would be a nice, fun show. Another track that was not featured on the record, but after, the fans demanded it, it's now available for streaming, Devil's Kind. Probably my favorite out of the bunch. I just always really liked that song. I watched the movie that Billie Joe was in, Ordinary World. I guess a year ago or so. I'm not sure when I watched that. That featured the song Devil's Kind, which I always liked. I've been waiting for a version of it. I was excited to hear that the band was playing it, and I too was hoping that it would be on the record, and then it wasn't, but I'm really glad that they released it. Definitely a great song too. So yeah, I'm feeling a strong 3 out of 5 for this one. Definitely just a fun record, one that I do like. Just nothing particularly fantastic about it. I prefer the Foxborough Hot Tubs record. I think those songs probably a lot more memorable and had a bit of more energy to it. But yeah, let me know what you think of the album in the comments, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.